Hello. A wise man once said, "Timeline theory will change your life." That wise man was me. And what I meant by that, when I said it, is that I love to think about the future, and I love to think about it through the lens of the present moment. And I like to take this concept of myself, right? 10 years from now. Think about yourself in 10 years. Where do you want to be? What kind of life do you want to live? Where do you want to live? And what kind of home is it going to be? Is it going to be with a partner? Are you going to have a dog? Are you going to have a cat? Are you going to have a home gym? Are you going to have a sauna? Are you going to have a business that's making you passive income so you don't need to show up to a job every day? What exactly is this 10-year version of yourself? 10 years, 20 years, 5 years? And it gets really sobering to me. Like, I do this all the time. It gets really sobering when you just realize and accept that that version of yourself in 10 years is created today. And you might be saying, well, duh, yeah, thanks, Captain Obvious. But to really, really feel that in your bones, to really come to that reckoning and say, I'm really determining where I'll be right now with the choices that I make. And I don't want to act like there's not any, unexpected circumstances in life. And I don't want to act like we create fully to our exact vision. But what I want to say is that we do have a lot of control over our life and our reality and situation. And just from a spiritual perspective, we are co-creators, and we do create in this realm. That is something that I've experienced many times. But again, we're co-creators, right? We're not like the main creator, but we create alongside the infinite, but the infinite is within us. And that's a whole other topic. But point being, you and I both know it's true. And if you don't agree with me, that's fine. You don't have to. But I believe, and I know that it's true, that 5-year version of myself, 10-year version of myself, 20-year version of myself, 50-year version of myself, the things that I do today matter immensely. They matter so much more than I, with this knowledge, with this understanding, even more than I think it does. Because in just today, I could make all of the wrong choices, right? I decide what the wrong choices are, but I could just, I could skirt, past responsibilities, and I could just be like, I'm just gonna get really drunk, and I'm just gonna get, really jealous or really upset, or I'm gonna think about all the people that have betrayed me, or all the reasons I should be upset, or I'm gonna look at content that's gonna just remind me about, what's happening in the world and wars and all of these things, racism, sexism, homophobia. I could look up news stories of people getting just slashed, right? And I could do anything, right? It's free will. It is the concept of free will, and this radical free will, it's incredible, and it's also terrifying. And I could just go to the liquor store, get a bottle of whiskey, drink the entire thing, and I'd probably be dead by tomorrow, or at least in the hospital, and maybe have crashed my car and killed a family of 4 and changed their lives forever, right? I know these are extreme examples, but I could read this book right here, Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza, one of the most powerful books you'll ever read, and I could sit for 2 hours in meditation, clearing up all this tension in my gut, the shame, this guilt, this fear, this existential fear, and I could drive to a lake by my house, and I could swim, and I could, put intentions out into the universe, and I could imagine and feel the emotions of my future now, and I could fill my heart with gratitude for all of the blessings I've had in my life. And with both of these extreme examples, like, where do you think, like the actual line of time from those two choices, very conscious choices, will make radical differences in the life path that I'm going to experience? So for yourself, take this the same way and apply it to if you're feeling powerless, or if you're feeling just disempowered in general. You're just feeling like, man, I don't have a lot of control over my reality. Life is just kicking my ass. It's like, you have so much say in where you will be. The life you'll live in, the bed you'll sleep in, the partner next to you. It really, comes down to the choices that you make today and tomorrow, and of course on and on. But everything is emanating from the present moment, right? Because this is the only place that we have to act from. If you want to act tomorrow, well, you're acting tomorrow in the present moment. So the point is, you're always only ever right here, right now, in the moment. And in the moment, you have so much control and free will. And not to say that sometimes we don't, sometimes there are people and situations in the world where maybe they don't have that free will, or maybe they don't have running water, right? And these are part of the reality of the separation and the disjointed nature of this realm. That's a whole other topic, but for you, if you're watching this video, and even people in those extreme circumstances, like I promise, and I don't want to sound like, I know I'm very privileged sitting in my home right now making this video with all the amenities and everything that I have access to in a first world country as a straight white male, right? I understand the privilege, but we all have power. We all have immense power within ourselves, and that's really why I'm making this video. It's just to remind you the power that you have. It's all right now. The power of now. Someone should, I should write a book. The Power of Now. That's perfect title. I'm gonna get started on it tonight. No, you know what? I'm gonna get started on it right now. And no one's ever come up with an idea like that. So, The Power of Now. I promise you will see that book on every shelf, in every library, audiobooks, YouTube. I might even sit on a park bench in just pure bliss for a year or more. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'm excited for the person that you're going to be. And in fact, I'm excited for the person you are right now. Don't get me wrong. But personally, I have really big plans, really big goals for myself, and I'm just getting started. And I hope you are too. So God bless, and take care. Peace.